All right, guys, so right now we're at Castle of St. John. Medieval tower house and Victorian prison. Check out the little drummer man. Ho, ho, ho. So here we go, guys. We're standing in the castle's cellar. This room has hardly changed since the castle was built in the early 1500s. This cellar and the one next door were used for split-level storage. The sockets behind you and on the opposite wall were for wooden beams which supported an upper floor. At either end of the room are circular gun loops for use with muskets. The first half of the 16th century was a troubled time, and raiding and violence were common. There's the gun turret. And there's the other one for the muskets. Oh, look, there's even a dead mouse down there. Check that out. Floop. Even the mice can't survive. You know there's a dead mouse in there, right?
That's not dead.
Okay, thank you. I'm like,
This one better.
yeah, no, that one actually looks
Look
like,
just to make sure.
man, no, it's, yeah, I mean, I legit, I'm like, oh my God, that's a dead mouse. Even mice can't survive here. That
Oh no,
guy.
that was one of our plastic toys.
Okay. I was like, dang, even mice can't survive here.
Sometimes you get pigeons, so that's why you said something like that. I'm like, oh no.
Right.
Get into the castle in the night sometimes.
So here we go, guys. We're going up the stairs. This is the servants' staircase, 16th century. These stairs go to the hall above. They were blocked around 1600. What do we have here? Look, we can see out. Servants' waiting room and store, 16th century. The recesses in the wall were cupboards for silverware and other valuables. Okay. It's pretty cool. That's where they kept their valuables and their silverware. A garderobe is a medieval toilet. There are no drains in this room, and the toilet would have been a wooden closet with a bucket inside. It was emptied by the servants. How'd y'all guys like to use this for a bathroom? Quaint little town.
For his part, the king could rely on mustering a heroic army led by heavy cavalry. In times of peace, his rule was maintained by a standard administrative system supervised throughout the country by a loyal nobility in exchange for the grants of feuds and land, for which the feudal system
Servant staircase, 16th century. These stairs go to the ground floor. They were blocked around 1600.
known as heritable jurisdictions remained in force until 1747. Other parts of the feudal system still survive.
During the 1860s, this room was used as the town police station. A wooden cubicle with a toilet stood inside here. The hole in the floor is the drain from the toilet.
is generally all that survives today. This one at Georgetown, New York, is a typical cookie wall shape. Most quarter of the monsters found are in the southwest. One of the most impressive is the mausoleum in the Stewardship.
Stranraer, a 16th century town. The castle was built in the early 1500s. At that time, Stranraer was nothing more than a couple of hamlets and clacklins, either side of the burn running into the Loch Ryan. During the 16th century, a new settlement grew up in the west side of the burn. In 1595, the new town became the borough of Barony. And in 1617, it was raised as a royal borough. The burr statues have Stranraer the right to hold a regular market, raise local taxes, and appoint a town council. By the middle of the 17th century, Stranraer was a thriving market center. This was the 1640s. The castle is in the foreground, and next to it is the ruined chapel of St. John, which was built in the 1480s. A single main road leads to the market cross and toll booth. Behind the house are long garden plots. Along the shore are fishermen's cottage, a lime kiln, and a tannery. Boats use the mouth of the burn as a natural harbor. The hall. This is the hall, the largest room in the castle. It had a number of different uses over the years. In the 1500s, this was the Lord's main room. It was here that he carried out business, organized estate affairs, and administered justice. It was also the place where the family met to eat and entertain. In the 1820s, when the castle was turned into a town prison, this became the jailer's room. The medieval wooden roof was removed and replaced with the stone vault you can see today. By the 1850s, the hall was in use as the local police station. And this is what it looked like. The hall in 1560. A reconstruction showing how the hall looked in the middle of the 16th century. Above the fireplace are arms of the Adair family. They combine a severed head, 3 severed hands, and the motto, loyal unto death. During the 19th century, the castle of St. John was surrounded by buildings. Access to the castle itself was down a narrow lane known as Castle Court. Most of these buildings were demolished in the 1970s. This is what it looked like back in 1860.
The hereditary sheriffs of Wiltonshire were the Agnews of Loughton Hall.
It still kind of looks like that a little bit.
From the basic tower house reflects the growing wealth and importance of its owners, and also the changing function of castles over the years, from strongholds to administrative centres and distinguished residences.
This was the fireplace, where the crust stood up here. And this is what the castle of St. John around 1600. You were in the first floor hall, the second floor was a family bedroom, the servant's bedroom was on the third floor.
Still displays some fine architectural features. Some of the sheriff's townhouses have been adapted and maintained as private houses. However, the castle of St. John is unique in having retained its role as a centre for law and order right up to the 20th century.
Pit prison, 16th century. This room was originally a pit prison. The only access was through a trap door in the roof. Around 1600, the room was rebuilt and used as a small kitchen. The stone bowl in the far corner is a slop sink for wastewater and other fluids.
By 1484, they had taken possession of the lands of Stranraer and built a chapel dedicated to St. John, after which the castle built by Bishop Union and Adair about 1511.
It just goes up to a little bitty tiny room right there, and that's
Does
it.
it? That's it.
Yeah.
Right, do we need to go and pay for the
it used to be a pit prison where you could only, where it says on the little plaque, it was a trap door in the ceiling and they dumped them in there. And then there's a basin in the corner where they would wash up and do their business. Yeah.
To raise a bowl in his garden. Apollo is a market centre with legal rights provided by charter, giving powers of self-government and regulating trade.
So this is the castle of St. John.